Do you like the Paul Ryan pick?
Paul Ryan pick was the most daring. It was laying a marker down there. Oh, we're supposed to be afraid to talk about Medicare and Social Security. Wrong. It's long past due time to have this conversation, to see what needs to be done to keep this country solvent for the long term. The fundamentals, you got to look at the budget. What is it, about 60% of the budget is Social Security and Medicare. So the fundamentals, you've got to put Medicare and Social Security on a solvent structure. And I don't think it's going to take that much in terms of what really needs to be tinkered with. It's maybe lengthen out a few years for full retirement on Social Security, maybe go after fraud and frivolous lawsuits in the case of Medicare.
You, my friend, nailed it. I was at a business earlier. We visited about 3 businesses today, and we had fun in one of the businesses. I was in a lunchroom with about 40 employees, and I actually had 2 quarters in my pocket. So I said, I'm going to give a quarter to the best question in the room. So I gave it to a sweet lady named Carmen. You get the quarter for today. The best part about the Ryan pick is it meant that Romney is going to be really honest with the American people, and the Democrats won't. Because everybody in Washington, and Tammy Duckworth's not there, but she knows because she's been told, everybody knows Medicare will be gone in 12 years. I mean gone. So it's really easy to just play politics and say, don't touch it, and wait for somebody to touch it and then try to hit them over the head. I love it. The Republicans are the only people in Washington who put forth a plan to save Medicare. You may not agree with their plan. A lot of people don't. But there's no other plan. Period. So I give Romney a lot of credit. Because it's Medicare, healthcare costs, guys, are the biggest and fastest growing piece of the federal budget. There's a lot of government we all want to cut. Tammy Duckworth's non-answer?
I'm not ready to talk about that yet.
Oh, come on. I gotta tell you. Oh, does that look good? That one blew me out of the water. So there I am with Tammy Duckworth in front of about 8 Chicago Tribune editors, editorial board meeting. And they asked her, and they asked her first about Medicare. And they said, Ms. Duckworth, you understand what I just said. That Medicare now is on a path where it will be gone in 12 years, bankrupt, insolvent. What are you going to do about that? Her answer was, I'm not ready to look at that yet. They went like this. And another one asked her, Ms. Duckworth, you understand that, that Medicare will be gone in 12 years. Will be gone. And she said, I'm not ready to look at it yet. And she said it about 3 or 4 times. And I finally just sort of jumped up and I said, we're not serious. We're not serious. And I should have said then, but I want to be very respectful, but I said afterwards, if Tammy Duckworth isn't ready to take a look at Medicare, she's not ready to become her account. The biggest, fastest growing part of the budget, and it's going bankrupt in 12 years. I was stunned, and even the Tribune editors were stunned. Now again, you know, who knows what they'll do, but I could care less. Who cares who they endorse? That doesn't matter. But no, look. You can't be a serious candidate this year if you're not ready to look the American people in the eyes and say, we got to make some tough choices. And we got to make some tough decisions. She's not ready to say that.
You know,
Yes, ma'am.
I just want to make a comment in regard to it being the fastest piece or the fastest growing piece of the budget. The same is true for people. I mean, our healthcare costs are more than our mortgage.
And it's only going to get worse.
And it's only going to get worse. And that can't be sustained.
It can't be sustained.
It can't.
Here's what, and here's why. Your health, everybody's healthcare costs are going up. Not exponentially, but precipitously because of Obamacare.
Oh, ours are going up exponentially. I will give it to you.
Then I'll grant you exponentially.
Yeah.
It's not sustainable.
Nothing addresses cost.
Right, nothing addresses cost. Nothing addresses nutrition. Nothing addresses
cost down.
We need to be looking at the cost. Why don't we have all these health products? Let's look at our food supply. Let's look at addressing things nutritionally. Let's look at the food that's in our grocery stores. The free brand that companies like Monsanto have for their GMO crops, and the constant pushing things through Congress that are in favor of Monsanto and other biotech companies, and most people don't even know what they are.
No, you're right, but before you go down that road, I want to put stuff in front of you that's much more pressing.
Okay.
If we don't get, see, the beauty about Obamacare is it's right before our eyes. We see everything bad about it right now. Obamacare. If we don't get rid of it, doctors are leaving. There will be no doctors. If we don't get rid of Obamacare, there will be no such thing as the family physician, the solo practitioner. They're gone. We know that businesses have told us because of Obamacare, they're not going to hire people. Ding, 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 ding. So there's another piece of evidence right in front of us. We know, because the government has already told us, it'll now cost 2 to 3 times what it was estimated to cost. So we know it's going to bankrupt us. We already know, because we're seeing it, it's driving premiums through the roof. And there are a lot more ands. The final and I'll throw at you is, if we don't get rid of it, within 2 to 3 years, 20 million Americans are going to lose their employer-based coverage, and they're just going to be pushed out of Medicaid.
Some of us don't have that employer-based coverage.
Yeah. Well, you talk about a bias in our coverage. People on individual plans just get totally
I don't
hosed.
have an employer, I'm self-employed.
So the
Your
system works
insurance
against you.
Mine went up 140% in the first year of the administration.
Ours doubled with the new healthcare law. Ours doubled, and our deductible went from a $3,000 family deductible to a $5,000 family deductible. And it's more than the cost of what people used to pay for a month on a modest house.
I went in the same year that Obamacare decided to come out, and all of this administrative.
Oh, and let me say one more. Private insurance companies are going under.
The hospitals are buying up the doctors' practices now?
Well, doctors will become employees of hospitals.
They already are.
Basically, they're literally making it known now. And now
What
you're
a-
going to see some
what
huge
a convoluted
once the
mess.
hospitals get control of those.
Doctors won't take Medicare patients. Doctors won't take Medicaid patients.
They get it for years.
But but it's getting dramatically worse. This is a vicious cycle,
That's
folks.
what he's putting people on, is Medicaid.
Well, the
The
whole
low
aim,
income earners, he's putting them on Medicaid.
but the goal, you're right, the goal is to put everybody on Medicaid. To put everybody on
Socialized
Medicaid.
medicine.
Again, the beauty of all of this is it's right in front of our eyes right now. Obamacare really was sort of the issue in the 2010 election. It's the issue this year because it impacts every aspect of America. Our jobs, our debt, our health care, our freedoms, right? Everything.
Yes, you need more than that. Yes, you do need reform. You also need Medicare reform. You also need pension reform. You also need Social Security to be funded. They've stolen from the teachers' unions, and it's gone. whatever the teachers make. And those teachers pay into it. Most people aren't aware of that. Not all teachers are funded by the state government. My sister was in a teacher's union. She funds her own pension. Most people are not aware of that. Every bit of her pension is funded from her paycheck. They stole it. Administration, politics, and stole from her. She has not gotten her pension. She's retiring next year. They took her pension. It's crazy. He reforms it.
Illinois has the highest pension liability in the country. If we don't reform the pension in Illinois, we will be we probably are blessed on that.
So it is.
Yeah.
And they need to address that. What scares me, and I hate to say it, but politicians walk into office and have their lifetime of retirement after 2 years. I'm sorry, it's wrong. I'm funding my whole pension myself.
One of the stories that's going around is that politicians
Would you answer your I turned down my health care. I turned down.
I know you did. I was not specifically saying
you're right.
you. But you know I'm right. 2 years in office, they get retirement for life. Who the hell gets that kind of retirement?
It's actually, in DC it's 5, but then they bring a pension and go.
Yeah, I was just going to say that there is a story going around, I don't know how true it is, but the plan down in Springfield and in Obama's White House is to create a law that allows cities like Chicago to effectively annex all the surrounding suburbs to create a funding body that they can then tax to fund the welfare and the special interest groups that are within the cities and the federal government. That's the sort of thing. I hope it doesn't happen, but if they think they're going to do that here in Illinois, I think they're going to have a serious problem.
Because Illinois is broke, there's a movement afoot in Springfield to turn toward local governments to try to help itself out of its financial crisis. We can't let that happen. Illinois has to learn. Most people don't realize. Well, most people don't realize Illinois has a balanced budget and that is too expensive. But there are loopholes. It can borrow money every year to try to balance its budget. It's a mess. We can't let them start hitting up municipalities to help them out of their crisis. Springfield has to get their books.
What he was saying, you remember what a number of years ago, so they were moving people from near farming communities into the big cities. That's what they're trying to do here. They're trying to eliminate the suburbs.
Exactly.
Look at what Ron O'Neill just
Look
did.
what he did with the water.
You know, and what he just did with Google, Motorola. He said, I created 3,000 jobs in Chicago. No, he moved 3,000 jobs from Libertyville to Chicago, taking those taxes that were going to Libertyville into Chicago. And Quinn is sitting there praising around Manuel, bragging about how we kept him from going to California. That was never the intent. Google agreed to keep it in Illinois to continue getting the tax breaks at Motorola.
Understand something. Illinois has bribed companies, big companies, to the tune of about $550 million to keep big companies here. So that's our tax dollars they're spending to try to keep companies here. In the meantime, small companies are trying to leave Illinois all the time, and nobody's trying to bribe them to stay. This is a real problem in Illinois. I can't tell you guys. One party runs the state. One man runs the state. Nothing's going to change until that changes.
The gentleman had a very good point.
What?
He said what he did about he wants to keep his job. He wants to work in Amazon, bring people in construction jobs. It's great for all the men and women to do that. But most people are not in those trades, and those go away.
Here's all I know. This guy paid. This is the person that makes the